Hi, hello. My name is Sage Harrington, and what I would like to share with you today is my arrangement for a song called Two Sleepy People, written in 1938 by Hoagy Carmichael and Frank Loesser. And it's just a beautiful old jazz tune. I really love Fats Waller's versions, and there are lots of great other versions out there as well. This lesson is a part of an 8-week series of free ukulele swing tutorials. This is the first one, and so I'm excited to share this one with you and the remaining 7. So please follow along with me for those. Subscribe. Okay, here is my version of the tune. I'll play through it right now, and then I'll go through the chords and I'll go through the strumming pattern, and we'll go through all the intricacies of how to play this really beautiful, really fun swing tune. So here we go. I played in the key of B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we are, out of cigarettes, holding hands and yarning. Look how late it gets. Two sleepy people by dawn's early light, and much too much in love to say goodnight. Here we are in a cozy chair, picking on a wishbone from the frigid bare. Two sleepy people with nothing to say, and much too much in love to break away. Do you remember the nights we used to linger in the hall? Your father didn't like me at all. But I was crazy about you, babe. Do you remember the reason why we married in the fall? To build our little nest and get a little rest. Well, here we are, just about the same. Foggy little fellow, drowsy little dame. Two sleepy people by dawn's early light, and much too much in love to say goodnight. Okay, so what I would love to do first is to just go through all of the chord shapes. And if you want the chord diagrams that I've written out for you by hand, they're so cute, then I recommend signing up for my email list, and I will hand deliver them to you, to your email inbox. But for right now, what I'll do is I'll just go through the entire song in order, because there are approximately 1 million chords in this song. The good news is that they're all really easy to play, or on the easier side. This is the ukulele after all. Here we go. Here's the first chord, B flat 6. So I'm just gonna play arpeggios through each chord, and then we'll go through the strumming pattern later. So B flat 6, D flat diminished 7, with a bar on the second here. You can also play it this way, with each individual finger. But I like the bar because then I can just slide up to the 3rd fret. For C minor 7, the next chord. F7. B flat 6 again. D diminished 7. So this one is a bar on the 1st fret. And then we come up to C minor 7 again. F7, Now D minor 7. We're on the second line, the 5th bar of the A section. So all I have to do to come to D minor 7 is slide my ring finger down to the 2nd fret. And then to get to G7, I'm going to keep all of my fingers on each of these strings and slide so that the index finger comes up to the 3rd fret. And then I also slide the ring finger up to the 5th fret. So here's G7. So you don't even have to lift the fingers from the strings. I'll show once more. D minor 7. And then I keep each finger on the strings and slide up to the G7 shape. Then I have C minor 7 again. E flat minor 6. And then we have the first turnaround. So B flat major 7. So this one is a little bit different. I'm going to bar here and then add these two. So B flat major 7 is a little bit different from B flat 6. Now we have C7. Just lift the middle finger to get to C minor 7. And then F7. So that is the first A. That is the first 8 bars of the tune. It's a lot of chords, but they do repeat. And what I'll do now is I'll go through the second ending. So you spend 2 bars on each of the chords, or sorry, 2 beats on each of the chords so far. And now, let's see, I'll just play the second ending of the A part. So what we do is we go to B flat major 7 once more. G7. C7, F7, B flat 6, and then to get to E flat 7, bar on the 3rd fret with the middle finger on the 4th fret of the A string. So I really think it will behoove you to have the chord diagrams written out, since there are so many chords in the song. So sign up for my email list to grab those. Okay, so we come from E flat 7 as the final chord of the second A section. And now I want to take you to E flat major 7, the beginning of the B section. So E flat major 7, F7, B flat 6, F7, B flat major 7 again, and now B flat 6, D7, G minor, G minor 7, E flat 6. So that's just a bar across the 3rd fret. So this, you'll recognize this as the same shape as C minor 7. That is correct. Both of those can be fingered in the same way, which is just a bar across the 3rd fret. Now F7. And so now we're halfway through the B part. It's a lot of chords, but you're doing great. We're almost there. So B flat 6, second half of the B section. F7, B flat 6 again. And now a cool move from A flat 7. So here my index finger is on the 4th fret, and then I slide back to the G7. And now I have C7, a familiar move, and then C minor 7. And now F7. So this is the final chord of the B section. Okay, so this has been a lot so far. But for the final A, it's basically the same. So you go through the final A section, which is going to be the same, it's the A section with the second ending basically. And then the final chord is a B flat 6. And then for a little bit of flair, I like to add a slide down to A7. And then coming back up to the B flat 6. But I'll get more into that later. Okay, now what I would like to do, or actually I'll recommend first just going through each of the chords, playing them, making sure that you can get a nice smooth transition in between each of the chords. And then you can pause on any part of the video if you want to see closer up what my left hand is doing. But for now, what I would like to do is go through and show the strum pattern. So since this is a nice, slow, cozy ballad, we can keep it pretty simple with the strumming. And you can even just use the thumb. So that's what I do here. I just use quarter notes. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I add a little bit of an accent on the 2 and 4. So the 2 and the 4 are a little bit louder, a little bit stronger. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a little bit more of a snappiness on the accent of the 2 and 4. And you'll hear that a little bit more once we start adding in the actual chord shapes. So I'd like to take just the first 2 chords of the song and then add in this left hand technique of left hand damping. So I'll show just 2 beats. The first beat, I let the chord ring, and then the second beat, the one that's accented a little, I strum a little bit louder, and then immediately after strumming, I let the fingers come down over the strings to stop those strings from ringing. So I go from a nice open and ringy sound to a dampened sound. So I have 1, 2. So there's a little bit of a punchiness on the second beat. And then I just let my ring finger and my pinky finger come down onto the strings very lightly. I don't want to press these strings down onto the frets because that will make a sound. I just want to lightly touch the fingers to the strings to stop the sound from happening. So. And so, of course, the next task is to try this with every single chord. And the easier version is playing through, I'm going to try not to do the left hand damping. The easier version is just to play quarter notes throughout the entire song. Like so. So that's level 1 of practicing. So that's what I'd recommend first, is playing through the entire song like so. And then once that feels nice and comfortable, adding in the left hand damping. So I'll demonstrate the first 2 bars with left hand damping. So B flat 6, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll talk a little bit about how to do the left hand damping with chords like the D flat diminished 7. So here's the D flat diminished 7. This is the second chord of the piece. The left hand damping technique is a little bit easier when we use bar chords like this. So all I have to do is press and then release the press when I want the dampened sound to come in. So 1, 2. So the counts of this are 3, 4. Sorry, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll demonstrate again the first 2 bars of the tune. For the first chord, the B flat 6, I'm going to use the left hand damping technique where I lightly touch the ring finger and the pinky to the strings because I have this open string here. And then for the D flat 7, I'm going to just do this slightly easier left hand damping technique of releasing the pressure of the fingers on the strings so that the damping occurs. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the C minor 7 and the F7, just releasing the pressure. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do it again because I did a little flub on the D flat diminished 7. 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. So that's basically the approach that I take throughout the entire song. Now there are some sections, such as in the second ending of the A section, where the chords change on every single beat. Every single quarter note, a chord changes. And so we have B flat major 7, G7, C7, F7 as an example of that. So this is the way that I play those. 2, 3, 4. So when I play those measures where the chords change on every single beat, instead of every 2 beats, I change the emphasis because it's nice to get a little bit of a different kind of feel happening. For a little bit of variety. And so I just let those chords ring out for the duration of the quarter note, like so. So I'll play the second ending in its entirety, playing those 4 quarter notes where the chords change on each quarter note, nice and elongated, nice and legato. And then for the little final measure of the second ending of the A section, where I have a B flat 6, and an E flat 7, I'll return to the left hand damping style. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at my notes really quickly just to see if I wanted to mention anything else. I think what I'd like to do is just play through a full A section so that you can take a look at the strumming sort of up close. 1, 2, 3, B flat 6. So that was one complete time through the A section. I'd like to do the same thing now, just demonstrate the B section. So this will be interesting because we have a couple measures where the chords will change on each quarter note instead of every 2 beats. Okay, so from the B section on the E flat major 7 chord. 2, 3, 4. All right, so that was a demonstration of the B section. And here's the way that I would recommend using this video. I would recommend playing through the entire tune and then getting to the point where you can play along with me. So I welcome you to take it back to the beginning of the video where I did the demo of the song. And then once you can play through on your own, play along with me at tempo. It's a lot of chords, but since it's a ballad, I like to keep the strumming pattern kind of simple and nice and in the background to feature the vocals. And I'll just say again, if you want the chord diagrams that I have lovingly hand drawn for you, I can hand deliver those to your email inbox. I have a chord and lyric chart for you, which I can also deliver to you when you sign up for my email list. And I also have a fake book style chart. I really love using those because it really clearly indicates how many beats you should stay on each chord. And so everything is super duper clear. Now, I also wanted to say, if you've made it this far into the video, that I teach private ukulele lessons, and I teach them online, and I teach them working toward building a ukulele performance repertoire in a vintage swing genre. So if you've always wanted to delve into this topic more, then I would love to have a conversation with you about scheduling your first lesson. So send me an email at sage@ukuleleswingschool.com. And I also teach lessons very much like this one at ukuleleswingschool.com. So the link is in the description below. I invite you to check it out. There are over 60 lessons at this point, very much like this one, and I deliver you all of the resources that you need to support you in your ukulele swing journey. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I'll try and get to them. And I look forward to seeing you for the next installment of this 8-week beginner's ukulele swing course. Let me know how you're doing this one. I would love to see your recordings. Send me an email if you have any questions. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.